what is your favorite top indicator to use and why?
I'd say it's Bollinger Bands, probably 5002, just because it gives me a huge amount of different information that I think is very useful. It has the moving average and it also gives me signals on saturation.
Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in for our weekly episode of Trading Talks. Last week we discussed about position trading, how it's different from other strategies, and some personal cases of the past. This week we're going to discuss about combination of indicators, how they differ from each other, and what are some personal favorites. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to our channel to be among the first to get notified about our new episodes. My name is Antreas Themistokleous, and together with me, I have Michael Stark. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Andres.
So, right off the bat, we have a lot of indicators, right? Like a lot.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what are some of the more popular ones or easy to use?
Yeah, I think probably moving averages is one of the top ones. I mean, moving averages in the various different forms are certainly some of the most popular indicators. And within that, you have the simple exponential, linear weighted, and also MACD, moving average convergence divergence, some kind of oscillator, whether it's stochastic or it's RSI, something like that. Volume-based indicators, these are all, very popular choices to use, I think. And for good reason, many of them, I think, work quite well.
Yeah, there is a lot of combinations that you can do with all of these indicators. Yeah. But what is your personal favorite?
Well, I usually combine several different moving averages. That's one. I add Bollinger Bands, which integrates a moving average. And I use the stochastic. I use ATR, average true range. And where possible, I also use volumes. But it depends to some degree on what kind of time frame I'm trading on. This is kind of the default combination for a daily chart if I'm trading on that. Whereas if I'm scalping, then I might use parabolic stop and reverse. Or I might place, obviously for scalping, less emphasis on oscillators and on signals of saturation, of course.
If you had to choose like the top three, you have to prepare a strategy. Let's say you're trading on a daily chart. What is the combination of like 2 or 3 indicators that you would use on your daily chart?
I think the top one would be Bollinger Bands, simply because it gives you so much useful information in one indicator. It has a moving average, and it also has the standard deviations, the lines at the top and the bottom, which gives you some signals as to saturation, whether it's buying or selling saturation. And I mean, I think to some degree, you can possibly find signals based on where the price is, if it's in the range between the upper band and the center, the moving average, or if it's in between the lower band and the center, the moving average. So Bollinger Bands would be number one, I think. And then number two, and it's a close second, would probably be average true range, because that just gives me an idea. It allows you to, for me at least, to look very quickly at a chart. If I see average true range is extremely low, I'm just not really going to be very interested in trading this. Whereas if it's extremely high, I'm going to be kind of more cautious. And I think also it can give you some impressions about trends. I definitely have my colleague stand to credit for ATR, teaching me more about this practical usage of it and combining it with other things. So I think that's an awesome one. And for the third, I'm not really sure actually what I should pick, but probably I would go with this relatively faster moving average, like maybe a moving average set faster than the Bollinger Bands that I'm using. But it's close between that and the slow stochastic, I would say.
And also, last question on this. We know that a big percentage of the time, trends usually tend to trade in sideways movements, right? Where some indicators might not work that well when we have like sideways channels, for example. So, given that this is the majority of time that markets are trending in not a bullish or not a bearish trend, right? So what's some combination of indicators or single indicator that you would suggest or not suggest that probably you already use in such cases, in trendless markets?
Yeah, for major Forex pairs, that's typically the basic situation. I would probably stick with oscillators, things related to saturation, and also Bollinger Bands. Maybe the particular one that I would pick if you have a confirmed sideways trend for, let's say, euro dollar, then the stochastic oscillator I think is really useful if you use a slower one, because it just gives you a better indication of when is it more likely to move down to the lower part of the lower boundary, when is it more likely to move up. And especially I think it's combining that also with signals from candlesticks and possibly patterns, because if you get to the end, if you've drawn the parallel channel on the chart manually, which is one of my favorite techniques, as you probably know, if you've drawn that and you can see that you've got the overbought stochastic and the price is close to the top of this channel, then most likely you have an opportunity to sell, unless there's some kind of strong fundamental driver that might make it go further up and break out.
Yeah, that's actually one of my early mistakes, using overbought and oversold levels to just open trades based on that. But that's a topic for another episode. So thank you very much, Michael, for providing your views.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And thank you all for watching, and hopefully you found this insightful and probably use it in your strategies already. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to our channel, and see you all next week.